Hi everybody! I am out west of our house, and this is the area I focused on last week talking about all of the migratory thrushes that were stopping in here, and they have continued to do so for a whole week. So I observed and Steve observed, and I definitely forgot to mention something in my observations last week, so this is part 2, and it's something very simple, and that is the fruiting shrubs. So these thrushes are stopping in here, no doubt, for the trees, the leaf litter. These are often forest birds. They will stop many places during migration, but they're loving this area. And so not only are they rooting around in the leaves, picking off insects down there and on the tree branches, but also off of the fruiting shrubs, they're getting fruits. I forgot to mention fruits. It's huge. So many thrushes use fruits, especially during migration. And so I just wanted to show you real quick what that looks like back here. So the main thing we're looking at under these sugar maples are some ash that are regenerating from mother ash that aren't too far from here. So these seeds have come up and they'll probably die at some point. But the shrubs are spicebush, and they are loaded with really wonderful fruits. They're almost completely gone now. So we have spicebush there, and this one right here that looks a little sad, and then more over here past the heat pump, as well as flowering dogwood. And all of those have fruits that these thrushes love. I'm going to show you 2 more plants on the south side of the house, but before we leave this area, I also wanted to point out one more thing, because in with the thrushes, we've also had warblers back here, like blackpoll and scarlet tanager females, and they have all been in here in these bird baths. We have one right here that is quite a bit deeper, and then we have one over past this little hand pump, and this is a shallow one, and they've been in both. The catbirds are back here all the time too because of the fruiting shrubs and these bird baths. And I just leave these hoses strung out as they are because I'm refreshing these bird baths at least once a day. That's how hard they're getting hit right now with use. And the other evening, it was probably about 6 to 7. It was starting to get darker, and these baths were alive with migratory birds. I looked at one point and there were 2 blackpolls sitting on here and 2 thrushes and a titmouse. It was crazy. And you can see it's just this normal bird bath, but they were full on drinking, bathing, and then they'd go preen. And I knew the ones that were migratory were getting ready to leave. I mean, you could just tell they had this energy about them. They were getting their feathers in great flight mode, and they were heading out that night. We had a wonderful north wind, and I'm sure they rode that on out of here, and it was just really, really, really exciting to see. Okay, I'm going to go show you just a couple more plants, and then that'll wrap this up, and that way we won't have missed a key piece of why these thrushes are here. Okay, here's the next plant. This is pokeweed. We're out in a very different environment. You can see this is just bathed in sunlight right now. But this morning, there was a hermit thrush in here, in the pokeweed, definitely pecking at the berries. We have sumac around here, and the hermit thrushes also really like sumac. But I've been fascinated by this pokeweed, as has Steve, because we've probably had hundreds of catbirds here during migration with all of the flowering dogwoods we have, and pokeweed. Pokeweed is clearly a favorite. And so it's beautiful. It's kind of blinding light out here right now, but I cannot get over this plant. So thrushes were here. We have seen here hermit, and this is just the past week, hermit, Swainson's, gray-cheeked. And then, of course, in that same kind of behavior, we've had ovenbirds poking around the forest floor behind our house. And then all of those warblers. But here we go. One more kind of washout part of the video. There's mother walnut. And growing up her is poison ivy and Virginia creeper. And every morning I watch the limbs where these vines grow, and the thrushes are walking along these limbs and picking off Virginia creeper berries and poison ivy berries. So there you go. We've got this incredible mix of native plants and habitat, and the birds have found it. And now we just get to sit here and pinch ourselves like, is this real? It's so dang exciting.